Ahoy, peace and blessings. Welcome back. How do you know when your enemies have won? There are a lot of signs. I believe one of the first ones is when you grow silent. When you stop speaking your truth. When you stop asking for help. When you stop roaring. When you stop talking about the problem. It is a clear sign your enemies have won. Okay, when you can't silence your enemies will silence you, right? If your enemies can't lock you up, they will make it so you will lock yourself up. You'll put your own self inside of a cage. You'll put a muzzle on your own self. This is a clear sign that you are starting to lose the fight, okay? So never stop speaking, never stop expressing yourself, never stop telling your truth. Never stop giving people your real story. You know, never stop motivating people. Never stop inspiring people. Never stop teaching people. All right, once you stop doing all those things, your enemies have won. Okay? Now, there's a issue when you overestimate your enemies. There's also an issue when you underestimate your enemies. You have to know exactly how strong your enemies are to succeed. And a lot of times, we will overestimate our enemies. We'll think they're way more powerful than they are. You'll start to think they have way more control over you than what they do. Of course, it's better to overestimate your enemies than underestimate your enemies, but both can lead to your downfall. No one's all powerful. No one is 100% honest, 100% pure, 100% right. You know, because we are human. We all make mistakes. We all do the wrong thing sometimes. The more mature you get, the less you do it, you know what I'm saying? But you can't erase the past. We are who we are, and we cannot let our enemies win. Our enemies want to lock us up, want us to stop speaking, you know? They want to have all the power in the world over us, when truly they have none. They have very little, none, you know? So never keep speaking. Never lock yourself up. You know, there's people who want to hear you speak. There's people who want to hear your story, want to hear your truth. You know what I mean? You can warn people about your enemies, you know what I mean? Like, how are you supposed to protect someone from your enemies that you have fought when you stop speaking on it, when you lock yourself up, when you silence yourself? We will not be silenced. We'll keep fighting until we win, you know what I mean? Another sign your enemy has won is when you are confused, when you don't know the true story. You don't know why things turned out the way they are. You get what I mean? You're distracted. You know, you have your truth, and they have theirs. And, you know, most problems should be able to be worked out just by talking. But when your enemy's won, you know, you'll be confused. You won't be in contact with them. You know what I mean? And most of the time, it's for the better, you know? Like, I believe, like, there's the ultimate plan in the world. Maybe you're just not supposed to talk to those people. You know, I'm not talking about talking to your enemies directly. I'm just speaking on you as a person, you know? Like, many times, I felt shut down. Like, I couldn't talk, or, you know, I just locked myself up because I was under attack. And I was just like, man, you know, I don't want to deal with it. I would just lock my own self up, and you should never do that. You know what I mean? You should always be free, express your freedoms, express your creativity, and, you know, just who you are. Another sign your enemy has won, when you are engulfed in rage, okay? When you are, that has to do with confusion as well, you know? When you are just so angry that you aren't moving smart, you're not doing the right things, your enemies have won. You need to take a break, breathe, relax, realize anger is not going to get you anywhere, you know? Even like the greatest fighters of all time, they don't fight better when they're angry. You know what I mean? Drivers don't drive better when they're angry. Shooters don't shoot better when they're angry. You know what I mean? Writers don't write better when you're angry. Nothing good comes from anger. You know, besides that 5-second emotional self-satisfaction. You get what I mean? which is never worth it. It's a clear sign your enemies have won. You are outraged when you're supposed to be loving, joyful, happiness, kind, gentle. When you're enraged, your enemies have won. When you're silenced, your enemies have won. When you lock yourself up, when you do these things your enemies can't even do to yourself. Okay? We are strong people. You watching this, you're probably one of the strongest people in the world. You know what I mean? Like, we are strong. We are soldiers. We stand up for what's right. Some of our enemies can't silence us. Our enemies can't lock us up. Our enemies can't enrage us. But sometimes, we'll do these things to ourselves. So I just want to warn you, so you won't fall into these traps. You know what I mean? Sometimes we're so powerful, it doesn't matter what happens, But no, it does. It does. You don't ever want to be in that situation. Another sign your enemy has won is when you're jealous. Okay? You go your whole life not being jealous about anything, I think some people are just born that way or something. Like, I don't get jealous and stuff, But I don't know. Maybe everyone does. I don't know. Like minor levels. But when you are jealous over things you shouldn't even be jealous over, you know what I mean? Birds getting jealous over crumbs. Like, you should have threw those crumbs this way. Birds start attacking other birds and stuff. Like, you should not be jealous. There's nothing to be jealous over. Our enemies do not hold the keys of heaven. Our enemies do not hold the key of peace. You know what I mean? Enemies do not make us happy. There's truly nothing to be jealous over. You know what I mean? They don't have food we want. They don't have anything we want, truly. Sometimes we'll just be in that negative space, be jealous, thinking like, oh man, I wish they were here. I wish they were on our team. They're on some other team. They're supposed to be on that team. You know what I mean? It's a clear sign your enemies won. When you become jealous, when you become out of your character that you're usually in, you know how you normally act on things. If you're not an angry person, why are you angry now? If you're usually an extroverted person, happy-go-lucky person, why are you silent now? If you're usually going out, gathering people together, why are you isolating yourself now? You're usually happy, why are you angry now? If you usually are accepting of what you have, grateful for what you have, why are you jealous now? These are all signs that your enemy has control over you. You need to break these. And there's millions of methods, some other videos, maybe I'll go over some methods, but truly, it's just to keep living, you know what I mean? Keep moving on, knowing that nothing is stopping you. Nothing will ever stop you. Nothing can stop you. You know what I mean? All our enemies can do is try. They will never succeed. Another sign your enemies are winning, or when you are discouraged. Okay, if you wake up, you're the type of person to wake up, you get stuff done. You get what I mean? You're focused on your self-improvement. You're trying to be in a better place, provide more for yourself and your family and everything. When you start to feel discouraged, there's a sign that your enemies are winning. Okay? We don't have discouragement. We don't get discouraged. We don't have that stuff in our bloodline. We've been fighting for centuries, for peace, prosperity, love, wealth, knowledge. There's no reason for us to be discouraged now when this is the best time in all of human civilization. You get what I'm saying? So when you're discouraged, I want you to look yourself in the mirror, look in your eyes, and see who the real you are. You're not discouraged. You're not silenced. You're not raged. You're not indecisive. Okay? You've been walking on those same 2 feet your entire life. They still work. Okay? Your heart that's beating in your chest has been beaten since you were in your mother's womb. It was not scourged then. It should not be scourged now. Okay? Back when you knew nothing at all. You had no resources, no friends. You know what I'm saying? Nothing. You're not discouraged. There's no time to be discouraged now. You're not raged then. You're not angry then. There's no time to be angry now. You know what I mean? You're not indecisive then. So, it's time for us to either one, recreate ourselves, or two, find out who, it's really just finding out who we really are, who we were, the pure version of ourselves that we truly are. I think back to when I was a kid a lot, and I just remember who he was, before the crazy thing that was my life happened to me, what I'm saying, that happened to it or whatever. He knew exactly what to do. He had all the courage in the world, with no experience. It's our experiences that should bring positivity into our life. And when our enemies are winning, our experiences are bringing negativity into our life. Okay, it's time to get rid of all of that. Okay, I want you to step into your future the best version of you possible, and that is no way to step into the future. More reasons to know when your enemies are winning. So when you're being indecisive, okay, when you're the type of person who knows what they want and they go get it, that's how you've been your entire life. Suddenly you're indecisive. Your enemies have you confused. You don't even know what your next step should be. You always know your next step. Okay, this is a sign that you have enemies, and that your enemies are starting to win. You should not be indecisive. You know what I mean? Because it's just a bad trait to have. Like, even if we're betting, red or black, you just make the bet. You can spend your whole life, man, red or black. You're never going to know. Some things just aren't going. We can't predict the future. You get what I'm saying? At least not very far. Like, even if there's someone who could, they can't do it for years in advance. You get what I mean? Like, centuries in advance. So it's no point in being decisive for most things. Most things aren't that important. You get what I'm saying? If it's not like something to do with your family or your well-being, your future, most things are kind of irrelevant. It's like, oh, what do I want to eat for dinner? I should not be like indecisive. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I eat this, like, my whole life's going to change or something. You know what I mean? Most things aren't life-changing decisions. If you're indecisive about a non-life-changing decision, it's a sign your enemies are winning. Peace and blessings. I love y'all. I know I don't make no videos in the house, but freaking dogs barking, lawnmower, all kind of shit, bro, as soon as I step outside. But yeah, till next time, peace.